All right, guys, here's T2, and we've had all these problems installing the Mysdirection NoFate 1.0.1b. Of course, early versions of this mod were loaded with other bugs, but I think I may have figured out what the problem is and how to get this installed properly, which will make this thing so good, and why me and many, many other people seem to have problems. So I'm going to give this one more go and see if my hypothesis is true. If it is, we may have a solution that other people can follow. So let's get into it. All right, we've put our flashed SD card in and we are powering up. And there is the splash screen. So, a little bit of background as we get this started. I'm going to go ahead and hit P1 to install the hack, and it's going to start going. So, what I did is, after giving up on this the first time, I went ahead and flashed it back to stock using the reset option, which you saw there if you hit P2. So, if you're going to try this, and you've already tried to install or it's failed any version, do the reset first. So once you've reset, the instructions, this is where they get unclear. So after you do the reset, it says then do an install again. But my hypothesis is it's resetting you all the way back to the original factory. So the way you got it when you first opened that box. And what that means is you're missing 3 updates. So I wonder if any of those updates include core files that you actually have to install this hack and have it run properly. So what I did is, after resetting to factory, confirmed everything is working, I went ahead and reset up Wi-Fi and performed all 3 download and install updates. So you have to go one by one. It does it one each time. You can't just jump to the newest one, unfortunately. But we've installed all the updates, and now we are installing NoFate version 1.0.1b, and we'll see if this fixes the problems we have been having. All right, so first step is complete. The installation has finished, and I gotta say, it installed in record time. I think less than like 4 minutes maybe. So very quickly, the install went through. And so let's get the ROMs copied over and see if this thing is working the way we expect it to. Okay, we've got our ROMs installed. Let's power this thing up and see if we have success. And there's the light has come on. Here's our loading screen. So far, so good. There's our hack splash screen. Very nice. With the NoFate, the Terminator. So far, everything is looking good. There's our online with the high scores loading. Let's go down and check out the hack itself. And it's loading. Let's move through the game list here. Of course, one of the ones I'm most interested in playing is one of the new ones, House of Dead 2. So pull the trigger and see if that loads, and doesn't look like it. So this is the same thing that happened before on me. Trying to load any of these things just causes it to break. Oh, but there's a sending thing. That's never happened before. There was a flash on there about House of the Dead 2. Oh my god, it loaded. So it worked. It was all about the updates. So that seemed to be the problem. Let's quarter in here and play real quick. And it won't play good because I'm doing this one-handed, but I want to see how this one plays. So it just loads slower, but the updates were definitely the issue. So hopefully this helps you guys and you can get this installed. Seems to be running good. And here we go. It plays well. So cool. Nice. So you reload with the button, the grenade button on the stick. So even though it says hold off screen, you do need to reload with that button. So very cool. It is indeed working. It is definitely hard to reload one-handed. Come on, how's he coming back when I blew half his brain off? So, all right, let's try some different games, shall we? Let's see. Hit live, see if that locked it up. Nope, took us back to the main screen. And there you can flip through all the different games. Of course, there's the built-in T2. That's the T2 from this hack, not the actual T2. Let's see. What we have Area 51 up there. Let's see if that one will play. This is one I actually had problems with in the first hack. Don't know if it was my ROM or something else. So it looks like that one doesn't load still. Though it says loading game, please wait. So maybe it will load. Or maybe not. Like, I think the ROM I have on this one, so I'm not blaming the hack for that, clearly, because relatively certain that the reason that one doesn't load is because of the ROM I used. And you have to have that extra config file, and I must have done something wrong, because it's never worked from the beginning, but I know that works for other people, so ignore that one. Let's see if Beastbusters here will load, actually. Yep, so it looks like that one's going in. We'll credit in. Plays great. Awesome. And of course you can hear the clackety clack. It's even moving the function on these T2 guns, so you can get those sound effects on the machine gun. So excellent work by Mysdirection to do that. All right, so there's another game working perfectly. So let's do one other thing and show you guys that the volume in game does work. You can hear that kind of getting louder and louder, though it doesn't have the on-screen prompt. Let's see, can we turn this off? So definitely not from that button. So I'm holding down live, see if the hold down live does anything. Okay, that just took us back here, which you can do just by pressing live. You don't actually have to do it. There's no... So the on-off seems to still be a problem. It doesn't like to turn off, which is unfortunate, but it's easily solved by... maybe if click live on the screen, does it take you back? Okay, I pressed live again, and it kind of rebooted the system. So I don't know if that was a crash or if that's actually how you reboot it. You know, hit, once you're in the main menu, hit live, it takes you back. Instructions aren't clear, so maybe we'll test that again in a minute. But what I want to do is when this thing boots up, go straight into the stock Terminator 2, confirm that is all working as it should. There we go. We'll fire the trigger. So far, so good. If you know, on the first one, the installation broke Terminator 2, so that's why we're testing it out. Let's ring a credit in here. Yep, it looks like it took the credit. That's step one. I can't really pass. So the gun's still not working in the stock Terminator 2. So not sure what's up with that, but there you go. It does not, they still do not work on the stock T2. And we heard that might be a problem from Mysdirection, that if you go into the hack first, it could potentially cause issues with the stock T2. So let me unplug the power, reboot this. Let me see if this even works to turn it off. Yeah, it does not. So the power button's still not working. So I think that's because we went into the hack first. So let me power cycle this using the actual cord, and we'll come back in, go straight into T2 and see if it works that way. All right, the power is off, and let's power this thing back up. And as we load here, it does take a little extra time to load because it's loading all those fun things for the hack, and of course the NoFate launch animation. And let's go straight into T2. And we'll ring in. Can't bypass with the trigger, so I'm thinking T2 still is not going to work. Yep. So still no function on the original T2, which sucks. That really blows. But let's see if the... oh, and now we've lost the gun entirely. So, yeah. So it's still, unfortunately... And let me just power cycle that. So still, unfortunately, it does not... The stock T2 still does not work. That's disappointing, but there is a T2 within the actual set of ROMs. So let's jump in, check that one out, see if that is functioning in the hack, because then you can still have T2 even though you can't play the official one. Load up the hack here. And then let's arrow over to Terminator 2. This is one of the biggest disappointments with people on the first one, is that T2 stopped working. So now it's loading the game. We can hear those pops. Some sound coming from the speakers there, but still says loading game, please wait. I hear noise. but the screen has not redrawn.
Excellent.
I rung in. The game is working, but as you can see, you can't see it. So don't know what happened there. So, you know, the game is playing behind this screen. It just didn't draw on the screen. Well, there. So I hit live. Now I can see the screen. So the menu malfunction. Let's try this again. All right. Then it actually loaded that time. There we go. Let's see. So still a little buggy. Gun's working. So there you go. Let's see if the rockets work. They do. So that was the big hiccup before, is you would fire the rockets in this version, and what it would do is fly off into the upper right corner. But as you can see here, it is working correctly. Try not to kill all those people when I'm not paying any attention. Had my... Oh, I'm supposed to be dead. Again, it's also moving that clackety-clack. Not sure if we have unlimited ammo there or what's going on. Oh yeah, I forgot. This game does have unlimited ammo, doesn't it? It just slows down the more you hammer the button. And of course, you get that one, which makes you shoot even faster, theoretically. So there you go, T2 working on at least the hack ROM, if not the stock, which is better than nothing, because you know you're getting the arcade version. So there you go, guys. The working NoFate version 1.0.1b. So to review, here's the steps. You're going to get your card, your SD card, make sure it's a good one. You want to be over 16 gigs. I'm using a 64 XDC card. You're going to format that. Then you're going to use Balena Etcher to flash it with the included 1.0.1b firmware. Once it's flashed, you're going to come to your T2 with it powered off, insert that SD card, power it on. It's going to bring you to the hack screen where you can either reset your existing one or install the hack. Assuming you have not installed a previous hack, just go ahead and hit player 1 button and start the install. Again, if you have installed a previous hack, you probably want to reset to factory. And when you reset and you do that reset to stock, make sure you install all 3 updates. Once all 3 updates are downloaded and installed, and you have to do that one by one, you're going to go back to the hack, boot up into the hack, hit the player 1 to do the install of the hack. Once that's done, you sit there and you just wait for it to say installation complete. That can take differing amounts of times based on how good of SD card and how fast of SD card you're using. But once it is done, you're going to then take that SD card out, and now it's going to have folders in it pre-set up, ready to go for you. You just drop that into your PC, drag your ROMs to the appropriate folders, and there is a list in the README of what ROMs go in what folder, so be sure to check that out so that you can organize your ROMs to match the organization on the SD card. Once you've done that, you just bring it back over to T2, put it back in, boot up, and you will see that hack launch screen come up with the NoFate Arcade1up start screen, and you're ready to go. So hopefully this video helps you out. I am glad that this actually works if you follow those steps. Again, I can't guarantee this will work for everyone, so you do this at your own risk. But this is what actually worked for me, and it worked well. And so hopefully we can get this out there. Mysdirection will see this, kind of update his instructions, and maybe this will give him some hope to come back that really the problem isn't anything with this particular version of the hack. It is just the instructions and the steps. There may have been some assumptions that people would just automatically go do the updates, but I would add that line specifically in there. Make sure you fully update your cab. Once you do that, you should be good to go, and this mod should work for you. Again, the caveats: while T2 stock, the T2 stock game is supposed to work, it's not working for me. I don't know why, but I can still play it, as you see here, through the ROM on the hack itself. So I haven't lost the game. I'm happy with this. I don't care too much about the leaderboards, but keep that in mind if you want to install this. And again, huge hat tip to Mysdirection and Team Encoder for getting the other issues fixed with this that were really limited its version. Happy that they put this out publicly for everybody, and really appreciate their efforts, guys. And be sure to check them out. Look at their Discord and the Patreon. Mysdirection's Patreon is below, as well as a link to the hack itself if you want to go download that. Again, these don't include ROMs. You guys know the copyright issues and the laws around that. Make sure you stay legal. And until next time, have fun.